Now that we have done the keyframe bedding and the sampling of bedding and strike information, it's time to bring the action out to our bench. In this case, it's a table. It's a nice, sturdy little table with a piece of MDF on it, but it could be whatever you have that is stable and basically flat. I have a little prep kit. You can use shop scraps, of course. It involves double-sided tape. This particular tape is strong yet removable compared to most other double-sided tapes. A little expensive, but it saves time and it does a good job. And clamping is awkward because, I mean, you could clamp something in this direction. But anyway, the double-sided tape works well. And so the idea here is that I'm going to put a guide on either side that will fix the action side to side. And then I'm going to put two at the back, one at either end, that will stop the action into a very specific place. And therefore, if we remove it and put it back into this place, it will have the same relationship and our bedding will work. Okay, so that's it. We're set up on our table with a fixed position. There are two more little pieces that will end up being a stop when the regulating rack is set up at strike. All the regulating happens behind that. So once we know where that place is, then we will attach those, a stop on either side. These would be if we didn't have a full fitting front rail, if we had a crowned front rail and it needed to be held down. We don't have cheek blocks out here on the bench, but a mild clamping of this little piece would hold it down. We do have a full fitting in this case, so that's not a problem. The front rail, as it sits, is fully fitting here. It may need adjustment, which we will do by front rail punchings. And the back rail, same deal. One of the features of a well-made keyframe is that it will adapt our samples. There's a little tap on that one, on the key step that's below it. Those three have a tap, and that one doesn't, but it might be very close because it seemed to initially. Which means that we will be turning the glide bolts up a little bit so that the balance rail sinks a little bit so that that tap goes away. Okay, since this one does not tap, I'm going to start off by giving it a little tap. Let's see what it will take to do that. Put our straight edge, crown side down, And there's quite a difference there. So there must be, relative to the key bed, there's a slight swale that I'll shim with front rail punching. I've inserted a knife which actually has a bit of a taper to it under the front of the action, and of course E is the place where our sample is located, and I've pushed in the knife enough so that it's approximately the right spot. Now, by trial and error, I've come to find that a punching that is, it's 45 thousandths, slides under I can feel just a whisper of contact, but I think it needs more. So let's see. We'll add another 7. See what that does. Okay, that is firm. Perfect. I like to put an additional punching halfway between the ends and this spot when this is being shimmed up, just because it the weight is being held all the way across the front rail in the piano, and this will simulate it as the glide bolts simulated at the balance rail. And how I'm going to do this is taking a 30 thousandths punching, because this is 52, and I'm just going to push it out until it comes to a place of contact. Whoa, that's pretty far. That's interesting. Maybe I won't. So try the next size up. Here's my 45. Yeah, it's whatever the shape of this darn thing is. And also, that did stay down. Okay. Not what I was expecting. But it seems to work. Okay, there's my tap. Tapping. That seems to be in the same place. Okay. Just recheck my back there, make sure that is correct. And please like, subscribe, or follow the link in the notes to my website.